Hey all, hey y'all. Thank y'all so much for tuning into this Kingdom Things podcast with Ashley-Nicole Phillips meetup. My name is Ashley-Nicole Phillips. I am the biblically prophesied Messiah, the Jewish culture widely awaited Mashiach, the Hindu culture prophesied Kalki, full circle moment alert, so are you. Why Ashley? Thank you for asking this question. What I have in me, you have in you. What you have in you, I have in me. We're all authentic frequential patternings or limitless potentials, dimensions, simultaneously one with the oneness of all things, the divine creation, infinite creation, Hashem, Shekinah, God, Allah. Having a human experience in order to assist with the growth and evolution of not only the human culture, but all things. As again, we're limitless potentials. Humanity and all things are synonymous. At any time as being a limitless energy incarnated as a human or in form, the illusion of finite, we only have a limited perception of ourselves and in turn reality. Principle of correspondence, as below, so above. How we perceive reality is a direct reflection of the energies in which we are. We are limitless. Which brings me to the Kingdom Things podcast. Human dharmic purpose is biblically prophesied. We are created to be the remembrance of limitless potentials, embodied, synonymous with limitless potentials. We are created to be the mastery of unconditional love, or the mastery of the principle of correspondence, as below, so above. Everything in my reality is a mirror of which I am, is a reverberation of the energy in which I am, a manifestation, magic created from the energy of which I am. It's about, we were created to journey our reality with an inquisitive disposition. Hey, soul, oneness of all things, inner space, universes, omniverse. This is my reality. I know all things in my reality are a dimension of myself, a mirror of myself. What is this supposed to teach me about myself? Or this is my reality. Oh my goodness, what is this supposed to teach me about myself? Wait for the answers because they will come. I channeled within the Kingdom Things podcast installment titled Frequential Patterning Part 1. There are an infinite number of ways to perceive reality. And there are an infinite number of energies or paradigms in reality to perceive. What am I saying? I'm saying how your lingo with the universes is most likely authentic to yourself. Validate yourself in your knowings, the wisdoms that are spoken to you, through your lingo, your authentic lingo with the oneness of all things, or yourself, or your soul, or God, Hashem, Shekinah, the Most High, Allah. Which brings me to the Kingdom Things podcast, 2033 prophecy. With this, journeying our realities with an inquisitive disposition as limitless potentials, manifested, incarnated, having the experience of being a human being of divine creation, a human being of planet Earth, a human being of the cosmos. We will heal our energy. We're healing, with doing this, we're healing our energy expediently to manifest a co-creation, a reality, or realm, or planet, or human culture of planet Earth, or culture of planet Earth that reflects the wellness that we seek. By the year 2033, the Most High, Hashem, Shekinah, Allah, Prime Source, the oneness of all things, says we will be a human culture of planet Earth with no disease, no death, no war, no famine, world peace, no poverty. As disease, death, war, famine, poverty were all manifestations of our gestational phase. And I forgot to mention, didn't forget, but let's get to it. No pedophilia, no sex trafficking, no human trafficking. As pedophilia, sex trafficking, human trafficking were all also a part of our gestational phase. Death, disease, war, famine, poverty, pedophilia, sex trafficking, human trafficking were all a part of our gestational phase, or part of the makings of us. The divine says whenever creation, infinite creation, the tree of life needs something to continue to grow and evolve, it naturally produces it. The human being of planet Earth is natural produce from the tree of life's benevolent disposition to continue to grow and evolve. Everything that we experience as a human culture, as well as in our individual lives, are natural produce of the tree of life's natural disposition to continue to grow and evolve. The good, bad, the ugly, and everything in between is what we need for our growth and evolution. The divine calls us our gestational phase, or when we were in a sunken consciousness, or resonated as and in dense vibrations, which correlated with our shrunken consciousness, or our shrunken scope narrow scope of our perception of ourselves, and in turn our reality. Why? Principle of correspondence. As below, so above. Universal law of correspondence. As below, so above. Everything in my reality is only a manifestation of the energies in which I am. If I'm vibrating as a dense energy, so I don't perceive me in my totality, what happens? We perceived our reality in the same light. We couldn't perceive much of our reality due to the denseness of our existence. And we know this through our sciences. We only perceived a minute scope of the light spectrum of what's going on within ourselves, as ourselves, and within our reality. We are raising in vibration, as this is the universal ordering, or the biblically prophesied second coming of Christ, where we're all awakening to Christ on the inside. Yes, Rabbi Yeshua will reappear as a sixth dimensional and above being in our reality. He's a part of the light spectrum in which we couldn't perceive before. He will reappear as a sixth dimensional, multidimensional being and above, 60 and above multidimensional being in our reality. As we've manifested this, as we've been waiting for millennia to be reacquainted with Rabbi Yeshua or Jesus Christ. We're in the second coming of Christ, where not only will Jesus Christ, Rabbi Yeshua reappear in the physical, tangible reality, but we are awakening to Christ consciousness, oneness consciousness, through our inner space, through our heart spaces, through our DNA, through our genome. The remembrance that all is one, all is within, all is one. The simple ideology, notion, treat others the way you want to be treated. Speak about, talk about, think about others the way you want to be spoken about, talked about, thought about. To spread energies of wellness, vibrations of wellness. We know thoughts are vibrations. We know words are vibrations. To spread energies and thoughts of wellness. Which brings me to the Kingdom Things podcast call to action. Sit with yourself for at least 1 hour a day, every day. Ask yourself, hey soul, what is it that I need to know to come into greater conscious awareness of my limitless potentials? What is it that I need to know to come into greater embodiment of my limitless potentials? Wait for the answers, because they will show up. Again, your lingo with the universe validated. And whatever whatever help you feel like you need on your journey of remembering and evolution or life or growth, give this help. And don't replace anything that you experience or hear within the Kingdom Things podcast with Ashley-Nicole Phillips with any of your professional medical advice. I'm super excited. This is a meetup, Kingdom Things podcast with Ashley-Nicole meetup. Within the meetups, I transcendentally channel ancestral forces, universal forces, ancestors, dimensions, beings, spaces, and places from the oneness of all things. They are presenting their energy, their presence, their wisdom to assist us humanity as we awaken, and the masses to the remembrance that we've never been separate from these dimensions, spaces, places, realms, universes, forces, in which I channel through the podcast, through my inner space, through my shaman gifts. By the way, everything in Kingdom Things podcast with Ashley-Nicole Phillips is all channel content. I use my psychic abilities or my shaman mama capabilities or my ESP, extra sensory perception, or my spiritual gifts to share wellness, to play my part within the community called Humanity of Planet Earth, within the community called Planet Earth of galactic creation, of divine creation. This is a Kingdom Things podcast meetup. There's audio styles and other styles within the podcast. All the content is timeless. Kingdom Things podcast with Ashley-Nicole Phillips is available to stream for free on YouTube as well as Spotify. Subscribe, like, share, hit the notification bell if you're watching on YouTube. Follow, share, comment if you're watching on Spotify to help proliferate the Ashley-Nicole Kingdom Things podcast with Ashley-Nicole Phillips, journey to a healed and balanced human culture of planet Earth. I'm super excited. Today we are channeling Theodore Roosevelt, 26th president of the United States, youngest president to ever do it, war hero. We are having our pre-production Powwow session. Powwow sessions is wherever I sit in the spirit and I call my energy. I call my energy with the ancestors, ancestral forces of the universes of the divine in my soul, to uplift energies and grow and evolve and heal, commune. with the spirit of the self. Theodore Roosevelt and I were communing in the spirit, having a powwow session, pre-production for this installment. And he was like, I want you to mention that I was the 26th president of the United States of America. And then I noticed that he has a beautiful Americana story. War hero turned president. I don't want to overthink that. But it's a super American story that repeated throughout history. The first one that I can think of was George Washington. George Washington was cavalry. Cavalry. Theodore Roosevelt, cavalry. President of the United States. I think it's a beautiful, something to note. It's really beautiful. Something to be proud of, definitely. So today we're channeling Theodore Roosevelt. And I'm excited, y'all. Had a baby. I had to get, y'all know I like to be lighthearted here on the podcast whenever possible. Y'all know I like to be lighthearted. I like to joke because joking, laughter, having fun helps uplift vibrations. We have to joke through this because y'all know politics. Americans in politics, really like any country in politics. Ooh, baby, are we going to talk about it? Do you want a table flip? If you want a table flip, we might could talk about it. That's how the energy would be, baby. Even in the Bible, Jesus was flipping tables over politics. Why y'all selling stuff up in this place? Up in this holy house? Baby, even the Bible, Jesus was flipping tables over politics. So it's like, ooh, shoot, we got to joke about it. Because y'all. I've always been super into like history, U.S. history period, U.S. history buff. I was, let me go get my certificate. I'm just kidding. I was an AP U.S. history student in high school, and I got my college credit in high school for AP for U.S. history, right? I got a college credit in high school for U.S. history. Oh, baby. And I just like, I feel the energy of humanity. I feel us about this. Like, oh, shoot. But I'm also going to help us see how we created it. What we flipping tables about, we created it. So the way we, baby, use our energy, thought patterns, and the choices we chose to create the patterns we created, perpetuated. Because, baby, these are eons old patterns. What is it called? Merchant. That's not the word. Mercantism. That's not the word. I'm being, y'all, hold on one second. Let me look up a word. Mercantile. Capitalism. Give me 1 second, y'all. 1 second. Y'all, oh, divine revelation alert. Divine revelation alert. So firstly, let's start with what me and Sir President Theodore Roosevelt talked about in the powwow session. Put my feet up, y'all. Put your feet up. Go get your snacks if you need your snacks. We're not doing a French accent today, y'all. No French accents about the snacks. I know we need a funny. But baby, I feel like my soul just kind of said, gave me the, the drink straw in the mouth. Looking at me like, girl, do you see yourself? Do you see yourself? With this divine revelation, let me talk about what me the divine revelation, the divine revelation Sir President Theodore Roosevelt gave me, as well as the divine revelation that just came through spirit. We're all one, spirit, Theodore Roosevelt, myself, you were one, right? We're in a paradigm of form, so we have paradigms. So Theodore Roosevelt was like, hey, Ashley, I would like to say that I'm the 20, I want you to, reiterate that I was the 26th president of the United States of America. He was like, the way, like my party that I was, let me look. It's like my party, it's not necessarily the party that I was under. Modern day, it would be termed as a Republican Party, right? Republican platform. As far as my public facing campaign, my public facing regime. He's like, my public-facing regime, you would consider it, Ashley. President Theodore Roosevelt shared this through me to me in spirit. He said, my public-facing regime, you would consider it to be a Republican platform, Republican-based initiatives, goals, promises to the American people. He said, behind closed doors, Ashley, we do what we want to do as President of the United States of America. He said, Ashley, this is de facto. Baby, this is what we do. And on the Hill, Capitol Hill in D.C., baby, they know it's what the president does. That we tell the people what we want to tell them to get into office. And after we get into office, we do what we want to do, baby. To sell this coffee, okay? To sell the coffee, baby, to make the trades. Get the coins, okay? Set our family up really nicely, generational wealth, okay? But we do what we gotta do to get in that office. He didn't say it like that. I'm amplifying it, dramatizing it, all the things, putting my character all up on it. And I was like, really? He said, yes, Ashley, this is de facto. I was like, I had to Google de facto. It's like, baby, this is the way it goes. This is factual. This is, whether it's right or not, it's factual. This is whether you perceive it right or not. This is how it goes on Capitol Hill, baby, DC. And he's like, Capitol Hill knows about this. Like, it's just known. And he's like, do you know what a lobbyist is? I was like, I'm remembering President Theodore Roosevelt, Sir President Theodore Roosevelt. I'm remembering because I remember I used to turn up in school because I remember my teacher, Miss Reinhardt. Shout out to Miss Reinhardt, my senior year U.S. history teacher. We would talk about stuff like this, how the government is paid for and all the things. In her class and many other history classes I've had, government classes, all the things, how the government's paid for by big businesses, big business, big corporations. I was like, yeah, I feel the energy of lobbyists. I remember turning up in school because I'd be so upset because basically lobbyists pay for the president. They pay for the president to pass certain bills to benefit the big companies, the corporations. He's like, yes, Ashley. He's like, that's baby, that's just how it goes. It's quid pro quo. You do it for me, I do it for you. That's how it goes. I was like, whoa. He wasn't that lackadaisical. He wasn't. I'm being disrespectful. He wasn't. He's like, it's de facto. That's how it goes. He's gonna speak about it. He'll speak. He'll put his sauce on it. He'll speak about his perspective in the matter. I was like, whoa. Divine revelation. Mercantilism. Mercantilism is a nationalist economic policy. When he shared this with me, when Sir President Theodore Roosevelt shared this with me, I was like, whoa. I was like, we created this. We created this. We told the universes. Baby, pour everything we got. I know the president of the United States gets voted in by the people, by the community called humanity, American citizens of the United States of America. I know we vote the president in. And I know our vote is like an agreement. Hey, Mr. President, Madam President, you say you were going to do this, this, and this for my vote. Now I'm going to give you this vote. You better do this, this, and that. You better do it. Right? So it's an agreement, basically, right? It's an amicable agreement. When we vote for a president, oh, you say you're going to do this, and this, that, this, and that. That's a forward-facing regime. But behind the closed doors, what we really finna do, don't worry about it, American citizens. Don't worry about it. I'm gonna throw you a couple bones. I'm gonna throw you a couple legislations we kind of talked about. I'm gonna put some stuff in there that y'all aren't really gonna like it, but y'all ain't gonna read into it though, because the title gonna look nice. Right? I was like, we created this. Why, Ashley? How did you perceive this? Baby, we told the universe, baby, just pour everything into the businesses. We told the universe we're consumers. We like buying stuff. We pour all of our money into buying stuff. doing stuff, going places, spending our money, our energy. And how do we get our money? Using our soul's energy. Wherever we work, however we get our money, we're exchanging our soul's energy or our life force for our money. And then we pour our money into businesses, going places, doing things. We told the universes that we love businesses. Give them everything we got. Give them all of it, baby. But we're gonna vote them in when we vote the president. We vote the president, and the president gives the businesses all they got too, baby, to get back what they want, right? We can stay mad, or we can allow ourselves to forgive ourselves. Forgiving ourselves is forgiving ourselves, including ourselves. Is one with every dimension of creation, every dimension of our history, to allow ourselves to heal our energy, heal our souls, the mind, body, soul, spirit, to expand our consciousness, have rapid spiritual evolution, rapid spiritual awakening, DNA activation, to remember our soul's wisdoms on how to be master manifestors, or master universal creator gods and goddesses, or master creator beings, to create what we intended to create on a soul level before we incarnated, but on a limitless potential level before we incarnated. Collectively, we chose no death, no disease, no war, no ephemeral peace, no poverty, no sex trafficking, no human trafficking, no pedophilia. And I channeled the Kingdom Things podcast with Rabbi Yeshua. I'm going to link it below in the Kingdom Things podcast installments. Redemption Part 1. There is a Redemption Part 2. I'm going to link this below as well. Rabbi Yeshua was, helped me understand that we centered the local God, or Baal, or gods that could only, not just Baal, but gods that are mirrored to Baal. And whatever culture you grow up, you're affluent in. Whatever religion you're affluent in. Whatever cultural practices you're affluent in. We centered gods and deities that could make good, make nice on our earthly pleasures, on our local needs, on our planetary needs. And as we did this, we focused on the gods and deities that could give us what we wanted in the earth realm. Our planetary needs. We came out of alignment, misaligned with universal orchestration, or universal God, or our inner space, or our connection to all things, our oneness to all things. I'm going to link Redemption Part 1 as well as Redemption Part 2 below. I'm going to sit back and we're going to go ahead and channel let me finish my thought. I said I was able to perceive we created this by exchanging our life force without remembering why we exist, why we are life force. How do we remember, Ashley? We go in our inner space. We are in a sunrise phase. Our gestational phase, universal principle of rhythm, ups and downs. We got to forgive ourselves and not be so hard on ourselves. In the universal principle of rhythm, Hermetic principle, the universe creates in ups and downs. We were in a sundown phase, or dark phase, where we were in the divine, my inner space, the oneness of all things, the divine calls it a gestational phase, where we were experiencing things that we needed on the sunrise phase, or our upward trend, our remembrance and acclamation and alignment with our limitless potentials, our creator, God, goddess potentials, our universal creator, God, goddess potentials, where we can quantumly shift reality in the galaxies, in the universe, through our intention setting and our vibration. Remembering this. Again, sit with yourself for at least 1 hour a day. Ask yourself, hey self, what do I need to do to come into greater conscious awareness of my limitless potentials, greater embodiment of my limitless potentials, as universally aligned, universally assigned for the upliftment and regeneration of all things, who I intended to be, in my highest timeline reality, and so shall it be. Allah. And so shall it be. Namaste. Mishallah. Bismillah. Mashallah. Namaste. Shalom. Amen. Assalamu alaikum. I know Sheshe means thank you in Chinese. Sheshe means thank you in Chinese. I need because the ancestors in China, we was healing up things. I'm gonna bring Chinese perspective on deities and blessings and all the things, so I can have something that's more in alignment with Chinese cultures, blessings and prayers, vernaculars. We created this. Now we get to create something else. The divine wants to see, what do we create? Coming into this awareness, forgiving ourselves, which is forgiving all things, to become anew and get the divine wisdoms on how we intended to create, what we intended to do on a soul level, and which I did channel some things. I'm gonna link it below. I don't remember it's about our money. I'm just gonna put it's about our money, our monies. I don't remember it's a Kingdom Things podcast with Ashley-Nicole Phillips installment. I don't remember Ashley-Nicole Phillips. I don't remember the title. It's a long title. I don't remember the title. I'll put in parentheses Money Matters episode. Money Matters. Money Matters. When I was in high school, this was the financial education class. It was called Money Matters. So I'm gonna call it Money Matters. Money Matters episode. I'll put this in parentheses and I'll put the actual title and link to the episode below. In the Kingdom Things podcast, reference content below. So we created our president being purchased by big businesses and things. Mercantilism. What's the definition, Ashley? Mercantilism is a nationalist economic policy that is designed to maximize the exports and minimize the imports of an economy. So let's say that we are, every human being, American citizens, we are the economy. Mercantilism is a nationalist economic policy that is designed to maximize the exports, maximize what we put out, and minimize what we bring in. So we're giving all our life force, all of our dollars that we use our life force to get. Only for the big businesses to get all the tax cuts in the world. All the regulation cuts in the world. Baby, I know a bunch of Americans live in neighborhoods with HOAs. Where you paying fees, you got to do stuff to keep your house up because why? It's a part of the regulations. Baby, the big businesses, they don't got HOA fees. They get those regulations cut, right? We paying HOA fees. We're not mad about it. Baby, keep your house nice. We're not upset. I'm just saying how we export more than we bring in. So it's a stark imbalance in our realm. That's why the universal forces, baby, are high vibrational energies, wisdoms, which we're one with. Go inside to remember this, to activate your wisdoms from the inside. They're penetrating our realm. They're like, hey, as what? This is the second coming of Christ. All of God's creation is uplifting and regenerating, restoring and regenerating. So the way that we've been doing reality is all types of out of alignment with universal orders. Principle of compensation. The energy that you put out must come back to you. This is universal law. And what have we been doing? We've been giving all of our life force, giving all of our money that we use our life force to get, and we was giving scrimping and scraping. Arguing to get crumbs. That is an atrocity. I don't want to get all violent, use violent words, but that is it's a disrespect to ourselves. We are universal forces. It's a disrespect to the universe, universal forces. This is a universal law. The energy that you put out must come back to you. But the way our thought patterns and our energies were all out of alignment with universal orchestration or our higher wisdoms, we were giving all we had to get back a little. And I speak about this in the podcast, audio style, clips, all through and up and out the podcast, my frustrations with this realm. Before I knew remembered it was a realm. My frustrations with it, my process. The whole Kingdom Things podcast is, especially the earlier days, the older episodes, was my awakening process, and it's still my awakening process. I'm just in new wineskins, new dimensions of my evolution. So I'm glad I get to share my wisdoms. Whatever resonates with your heart space, you're more than welcome to align with the energies and messages that assist you along your process of remembering into your universally aligned, universally designed, highest timeline, limitless potentials, remembrance and embodiment. Whatever doesn't resonate with your heart space at this time, please leave it. Thank you so much, Sir President Theodore Roosevelt. I'm going to sit back and channel Sir President Theodore Roosevelt. I'm going to close my eyes. You're more than welcome to close your eyes as well, to let any energies and messages penetrate your system and what you would like to penetrate your system to assist you with your remembrance, wellness, balance. Again, do not replace anything you experience within Kingdom Things Podcast with Ashley-Nicole Phillips with any of your professional medical advice. Thank you ahead of time, Sir President Theodore Roosevelt. Thank you, Ashley. I want her to laugh from her belly. As I laughed as she shared exquisitely the workings of the presidency, our economy, Ashley, our economy, where we took from the regular folk, the American folk, patted our pockets like greedy aristocrats, leaving the American folk in Great Depression and recession, cycle after cycle in the evolution of American culture. Ashley's energy is penetrating my spirit, my mind, body, soul, spirit, in a way that you will understand humanity as you begin to awaken. I told her, Ashley, I can't say much more because your energy, your spirit is captivating in a way that it's shaking through me in ways that I wasn't prepared for, I didn't expect. This is all I would say for now. Thank you, Ashley. Whoa. Whoa. You're welcome. Whoa. Thank you, Sir President Theodore Roosevelt. He was like, this is all I have to say. After he said the aristocrat part. I was like, no, we have to say more. We have to bring a full circle moment to wellness. We got to bring a full circle moment, wellness moment. He was like, Ashley, I can't say no more. I was like, what do you mean? And he just said, like, hey, you'll understand once you're waking more. And then my soul said, Ashley, think. Multidimensional beings, our ancestral forces, including, not exclusive to, all of our ancestors, including not exclusive to Sir President Theodore Roosevelt. They're light beings, they're multidimensional beings. So my soul's like, I didn't know how I was channeling. I did know. I perceived that this spirit was just moving through my heart space. Energy just moving through my heart space. And this is true. Synonymously, the light body, light being of our multidimensional ancestors, such as Sir President Theodore Roosevelt, but not exclusively to. It's not an exclusive dimension of Sir Theodore Roosevelt. Their light bodies step into my form. Their light body form steps into my form. And I can see light bodies I can see multidimensional beings in my third eye. So my soul let me see, like, hey, turn the light on, like turn the light spectrum on a little bit for me to see. And I could just see ancestral forces lining up to speak in Kingdom Things Podcast. They were just like, hey, they're in a line, like they're light bodies, like multidimensional bodies. Whoa! And I saw Theodore Roosevelt like step out of my body, like step in, step out of my body, his light body form. Whoa. I was like, what you mean you gotta go? What you mean you can't say no more? Like I've experienced this the last couple installments with the ancestors. Like this energy is too. I didn't expect this energy like that. I've been doing a lot of healing, baby. I'm doing a lot of healing. I manifested it, baby. In my song High Res. I'm a singer-songwriter. Ashley-Nicole music is available to stream on YouTube. I channeled the song High Res. Whenever I'm making music, I be in the spirit. healing in my heart space. And I channeled the song High Res. I know whatever I cantate or my soul, I co-create with the spirit of my soul, the oneness of all things. I'm one, my soul, spirit, and the oneness of all things. She says, you're one with your soul, spirit, the oneness of all things. I channeled the song High Res. And I know anytime I channel a song, I'm manifesting intentionally, subconsciously. I'll get the full circle moments later. I love my nature, every dimension. From the scent between my legs to the abundant thoughts in my head. My body is a portal, highways. So I know the energy that moves to my body is super high vibrational because, baby, I do the call to action all day. I'm in my inner space doing Powwow sessions, come in my inner space all day. Thank you, Sir President Theodore Roosevelt. This is a lot of powerful insight for the psyche to acclimate to. For the mind, body, soul, and spirit to acclimate to. Thank you, Sir President Theodore Roosevelt. Thank you for tuning into this. Y'all, we get candid here. So if you want something cookie cutter, just watch the intro. Sometimes the intro gets off clip too. Still like, share, subscribe, follow to help proliferate the Kingdom Things podcast with Ashley-Nicole Phillips' journey to the healed and balanced culture of planet Earth, human culture of planet Earth. I want to thank y'all for joining me on this Kingdom Things podcast with Ashley-Nicole Phillips meetup. How their energies, enjoyment, wellness, balance for your highest potential, remembrance, embodiment to help you evolve into more conscious awareness, conscious embodiment of your limitless potentials. Thank you again, Sir President Theodore Roosevelt. We got candid, we had fun, we laughed, we healed, we evolved as humanity, as a divine creation called the oneness of all things. Again, like, share, subscribe to join the Kingdom Things podcast journey to a healed and balanced human culture of planet Earth. Follow at Kingdom Things podcast on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, at Kingdom _things on X, as well as Kingdom Things podcast on Twitch to get updates about new installments whenever there's an update that's necessary. I have another channel. I was talking about the Powwow sessions or whenever I convene in the spirit, calm my inner space to come into more conscious wellness balance, my limitless wellness balance of my limitless potentials, embodiment, remembrance. Oneness connection, energetic upliftment is available to stream on YouTube. We do Powwow sessions, transmissions on YouTube. Galactic forces, ancestral forces like, hey, Ashley, look at this paradigm in humanism. Channel oneness connection, installment, transmission to help heal with wisdoms and vibrations, to help uplift these paradigms in humanism that are super limiting, to set our soul free, to become more consciously aware and consciously embody more of our limitless potentials. Again, oneness connection, energetic upliftment is available to stream on YouTube for free, link below. I also offer individual private powwow sessions. I record dissertation style energies and messages that your soul wants you to experience to grow into greater conscious awareness of your limitless potentials. You're able to book your one-on-one private one-on-one private powwow session below in the Kingdom Things podcast Healing Home Square portal. I'm also a singer-songwriter, channeling my healing energies and messages within my music. Ashley-Nicole music is available to stream on YouTube. I'll link High Res below. It's on the story we're telling an album. I hope there's genres, healing energies, and messages that bring you satori, spontaneous remembrance, unconditional love for yourself, which is one with all things. So unconditional love for yourself and all things. As universally aligned, universally assigned, for the upliftment and regeneration of all things, so shall be, and so shall it be. I'm also an author, y'all. I authored the Unconditional Love Literature Parcel, which is a part of my rapid spiritual awakening journey. About three and a half years ago now, my soul, my inner space, the oneness of all things was like, hey, Ashley, you don't remember who you are. Sit down. We're going to write these books to you to help you remember. Channel these books to you to help you remember. That's where the Unconditional Love Literature Parcel spawned from. It's a 3-part book series. The first 2 parts are Asia's story. Asia is a teenage girl growing up in the New York City foster care system. She's catalyzed onto her spiritual awakening journey when she meets her twin flame Chase in the hallway of her school Manhattan Prep. Y'all know the synopsis. She goes through existential crises that help her align and embody and remember one of her limitless potentials to manifest a self and reality that reflects more of her limitless potentials. The 3rd part of the Unconditional Love Literature Parcel is My Other Half. My Other Half is a twin flame divine counterpart journey back home to God inside. One soul, two bodies, many lifetimes. They know they're supposed to co-create a life together. They know they're supposed to wake up to the remembrance that they're one within themselves, they're whole within themselves, whole within each other, whole within all things. They will remember which love story, which lifetime. The book is so beautiful, prophetic. Many love stories in one book. All the books are really great and beautiful and prophetic. The Unconditional Love Literature Parcel is now available to purchase in the Amazon bookstore. If you're doing all digital copies, it's 3 separate downloads, $29.97 plus tax. The links below for the 3 digital downloads. If you're doing paper bindings, it's 2 separate bindings. The first 2 parts, Asia's story, are in one binding, and then the 3rd part, My Other Half, are in a separate binding. It's $29.98 plus tax for the 2 paperback binding for the 3 stories. This is the Unconditional Love Literature Parcel. I want to invite y'all to come join the experience, Asia's Story, the animated series experience, y'all. The Asia's Story, the animated series. Let me slow down. Asia's Story, the animated series, does stem from the Unconditional Love Literature Parcel universe. I got the idea. I got the divine revelation, divine creative, intuitive nudge and guidance to create the animated series, Asia's Story, through channeling the books, evolution, growth, following my heart space, my intuition, my divine presence, that I am, that we are. I channel the multidimensional experiences in which I have conscious awareness of that are really beautiful and big within Asia's Story, the animated series. It is available to stream for free now, AP Short Stories on YouTube, link below. I also have a live series show, y'all. My inner space, my soul is like, hey, Ashley, do you still want to do a TV show, like create a TV show? I said, yes. Part of my spiritual awakening journey. I follow my heart space to co-create out of the box, which is, it's a show, a story in which we're all experiencing in some dimension, some form, some way. We're awakening to our limitless potentials within the dream or the illusion of form, the experience of form. Out of the Box is available to stream on my music channel, Ashley-Nicole Music on YouTube. You just go under the playlist and you'll see Out of the Box there. Lastly, but certainly not least, I'm a home chef. Y'all know this. Magic Meals with Ashley-Nicole Phillips is available to stream on YouTube, link below for free. Whatever the ancestors or the self, the soul, the oneness of all things tells me to put in the pot, the pan, the baking dish. This is what we put in the pot, the pan, the baking dish. Y'all, we get divine revelation sometimes. We have jokes, funnies. We go to the grocery store sometimes. Sometimes. We're going to go more often than not. We go more often than not. We use mystery ingredients. Sometimes it's I don't like this very often. Like if I use my mental patterns to kind of bend matter and to kind of like change what my taste buds taste like, maybe I like it a little bit. Sometimes it's one of those nights. And sometimes it's like, ooh, baby, where's Michelin star? Because I need one of those for this dish. Either way, we have a good time. Magic Meals with Ashley-Nicole Phillips is available to stream on YouTube, link below. I love you. Love on yourself. Self-love is the best love because you have to love yourself in the way in which you want your reality to love you back. Self-love is the best love because you are loving your truest truths. Give this love to yourself first. Self-love is the best love because it helps you embody, remember more of your limitless potentials. I'm going to see y'all later. Bye. My name is Ashley-Nicole. I am an ageless being. Well, I'm 31, with utilizing the paradigms of space and time as known by third-dimensional humanity to quantify my existence. My consciousness is focused primarily as Ashley-Nicole, human of planet Earth. I awakened within the dream. I am limitless existence, or energies of the infinite sea, or spirit, having infinite experiences, just in this one moment. And a gander of infinite experiences within this now moment. It appears as if I am putting my wig on in my bathroom mirror. When, in another dimension of the self, in just this past moment of infinite existence, I assisted with disarming the pardon collider to allow for the mass awakening of the human consciousness. Grand Rising Earth Dweller, Grand Rising M, and thanks again for your assistance with everything. I requested for a regular guide that I can expect to be available to assist me with settling into remembrance and mission. I'm super appreciative. We've been paired to work with one another.
Remembering into multidimensionality within colonial life is a vibrant experience. I'm glad to help. How's Kingdom Things podcast going? You truly have the ether stirring into universal order, divine alignment.
For the upliftment and rejuvenation of all things. The podcast is great. I mean, I'm finally feeling the heart connection to the podcast, I suppose there's always been.
Surely.
The podcast has been an intuitive mandate that came into fruition with following my heart space and inner guidance. My mind is acclimated and excited about, well, all of this, being awakened within the dream.
We waited, love was on fire. There are you and I. My civilizations that are top was on fire.
I thought I had awakened from the crypt.
If you read the Unconditional love literature Parcel, now available in the Amazon bookstore, you would know that in my dimensional universe of origins, I was incubated for the first 3 to 4 years of my life.
Asia, do you want to eat out for breakfast?
Yeah, that sounds great.
Are you okay?
Hey, my name is Asia, and I am an interdimensional being. I know. I just found out myself. Everything that I thought was my truth was a lie. I chose to continue this life because of the one thing that I know isn't a lie. Love.
You seem a bit shaken. I energetically sensed you were working through some things. I didn't pry too much. I wanted to respect your process.
Possible timeline outcomes. Below divine order. Highest timeline. Every energy I have encountered as a soul. So, not just this lifetime, was part of my process of becoming. I had to acknowledge myself or my process or every energy I have encountered in order to fully embrace my divine presence. And so it is, with ease and grace. My journey of self-realization has been just that, a journey. Is just that, a journey. Now that I am embodying more of the energies of my existential truths, I am being aligned with opportunities that allow me to not only redefine my contributions to the planet by seeding my authentic soul energies into the planet, which contributes to a healthy and balanced human culture. I get to experience a more exuberant reality that reflects my authenticities.
Hello, Asia.
Hello.
Do you know what I am?
You're Melvin the Great.
Yes, you are correct. Can I show you something?
Show me something?
You are magic.
How did we...
Are you ready to see more?
Yeah, you see, I am. Sir Melvin the Great.
I felt so. But you have trepidations?
Yeah. I'm sure in your first, I don't know what you would call it, evolutionary cycle training day of transcending realities in your waking state, you had some trepidation too.
Are you kidding me? I was born a pro. Shall we transcend to another reality? Sounds like the storm is moving closer.
The moon?
Sure, dear Asia. If you presume this to be the moon it is.
I think I'm understanding. All is the mind. We project and create our reality with our minds. Allowing myself to embody these understandings and experience myself or these understandings in a greater way is the journey.
Precisely. You pick up rather quick for an earthling.
Thank you, Sir Melvin the Great. I have a knowing that this is just the beginning. Meeting and learning from the ancestors, my ancestors, your ancestors, I am being guided to utilize the wisdom I procure to create. I was gifted with soul knowings in regards to what I intended to create on a soul level or God level. Whenever God or creation requires a dimension or aspect in order to evolve and or rejuvenate, the aspect or dimension comes into being or creation, procreation. What am I procreating? A human culture with no death, no disease, no poverty, no famine, no war, world peace. Remember, Asia, you can't do it alone. You don't want to do it alone. As an infinite soul, I have had infinite relationships that subconsciously created dissonance within myself. Dissonance that kept me from realizing internal validation and feelings of worthiness of who I am in my honest truths, in my truest truths. Unconditional love, which made it difficult for me to be unconditionally loving to all things, all people. Let's be grateful. End with a celebratory note. Utilize this wisdom, soul divine alignment, to create harmony and peace instead of war and chaos. And so it is. My name is Asia.
And I'm a teenage witch. Just kidding. I am a starseed. My story is much like humanity's story. I awakened to some pretty spectacular things about myself. Coming home, the story of Asya, followed by the story of Asya, I'm home. The book series that introduces the book. After returning from a day's trip, I have read my Atum's letter. He speaks of my father releasing him from imprisonment and the fate of death. He pleads for us to run away together. This plea is one of which I make no state to decline. My other half, available in the Amazon bookstore. I feel as though I was born here on Earth to find you. I was created to find my person. The Unconditional Love Literature Parcel, now available in the Amazon bookstore.